Good evening. I'm Jim McClure. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you tonight, especially for an event supporting Open Arms. You know, I'm someone who has gone to the clinic and benefited from it, and I never thought I'd be there. Never thought that I would need that type of help. 10 years ago, I was in a very well-to-do church community in the western suburbs of Chicago, making more money than I could ever dream of, probably 7, 8 times more than I managed to scratch by on now. And I was working at a food pantry, and a woman came up to that food pantry with all the signs. A very expensive car, but a very forlorn look and a very worried look. It looked like she had lost both husband and job, and she was there just trying to get the food she needed. I remember she came to me with tears in her eyes saying, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry for what I don't know, for bothering me, for being that vulnerable." But my response was, "Well, don't worry. Someday I'll need this too. Go ahead, let us help you." I'm not sure I really meant it. Now I do, because the time came when I needed that kind of help, and that help came in the form of the Open Arms Free Clinic. My health had deteriorated greatly. Getting older, and I needed help, but had let so many basic things go neglected for so long, and yet this prospect was open to me. So at first unemployed and then underemployed, as so many of my generation, the sons and daughters of the greatest generations are, I came in, and I remember there weren't tears in my eyes yet, but I remember saying, "I'm sorry," and they said, "No, welcome, come on in." And the level of care that I received, the love, the acceptance, the quality of the care, the volunteers, everyone from the office staff to the nurses and doctors, just tremendous. And for someone born on John F. Kennedy's election day, I'm kind of the last era of the house calls. The young doctors, like the medical director, Dr. Fasano, are tremendous, but I love those older doctors too that volunteer. They were the brand new, fresh out of school interns when I was a young boy, and they'd come and visit me. But you get the tears in your eyes when you get that kind of care, and after you felt neglect and trying your best to get by, working 3, 4 jobs if need be. But it also made me think of that secure time in the mid-'60s. There used to be a public service announcement at that time. It featured President Kennedy, recently martyred, looking down reflectively, and I believe it was for the Peace Corps, and it included a quote from his inauguration address that on earth, God's work must truly be our own. I want to tell you that work is done by the people at Open Arms Clinic, and I want to thank you all for doing God's work. Thank you for my life. Thank you for your love.